If you're a homeowner in the zip code of 92620 in Irvine, you want to watch this video. Or maybe you're a home buyer looking to buy a home moving to 92620. You want to take a look as well. We're going to talk about our homes still selling, at what price, what's the days on market, how fast they move, any price reduction. Coming up. Hi, I'm Regina Chen. I'm your local real estate agent right here in Irvine, California. Every month, we provide you the most updated expert forecast, opinion, and actual data so you can make the most informed decision. All right, before we share all the stats happening in 92620, let's talk about what's the boundary for 92620. So here we're looking at the Irvine community and zip code map. So 92620 is north through the Freeway 5 and to the east to Culver and west to Sand Canyon. So in here, that includes that Woodbury community, Stonegate community, Eastwood community, and some part of Northwood, as you can see here. And just take note, the Sand Canyon actually cut through between the Woodbury and the Woodbury East is considered 92618, and Stonegate is on the 620. Stonegate East is to the 92618. Oh, and I forgot, there's also Cypress Village right here. It's south to Woodbury. So it's Cypress Village, Woodbury, Stonegate, Eastwood, and Northwood Point. The first chart we're looking at is the total listing count. And the gray bars, that's the number for 92620. And the orange line is the national number, just for comparison reason. So in the month of July for the 92620, there are total 52 listings. Let's look at the trend. I don't know if you recall, like since last June, back then in this zip code, we had 72 homes. But the second half of last year, that's when the mortgage rates start to skyrocketing. And we see that the housing market reacts pretty rapidly. All of a sudden, for us being in the field, we totally see that. For one, is that it's after the seasonality, when the summer and spring always being the highest, most activity level. After the kids go back to school, we always see that it's kind of tapered down. But overlaid with the fact that the mortgage rate, interest rate go up so much, we see the market cools off a lot. You're gonna see the following chart for different metrics, a very similar pattern. So we come from the last June, lots of listing, and it's kind of started to dwindle down, a lot of seller. And if you see the dip to December the last year, that's when the Q4, most people are not many people are thinking about moving or selling. And for as far as sellers concerned, they do see that when the interest rates are high, kind of put pressure on the buyer base and the buyer motivation. Long story short, in July, in our zip code 92620, we have 52 homes for sale. And the next chart we're looking at is the pending listing. So that's the indicator in the real estate field. We use that to gauge the buyer's demand. If you look at the very right-hand side, in July, there are 34 homes under contract. They're not closed yet, but they already open escrow. Compared to last June, you can see back then we have 50 under contract. Now this July, we're down to 34%. So given the macro level, what's causing that number are twofold. One is that, yes, given the mortgage rate still on the higher side compared to what we used to during the COVID time, it is higher. So with that higher mortgage rate, it does contrast the buyer base. We do see a dip of demand, but the main reason driving this lower under contract pending or the indicator for demand is because that they are not enough inventory. So let me take a step back. So on one hand, yes, the demand decreased to a certain extent because the higher interest rate. But on the seller side, when they see that the interest rates are high, they feel like it's not the best time to let them get the highest price point. Supply side dropped even more. That's what's been limiting how many homes for sale. Thus, down the channel, we have less home for sale. Of course, a portion of it translates into even fewer home under contract. Now we're looking at the median list price. So remember, for 92620, we are the gray line here. So in July, the median list price is almost 1.8 1.8 million. So just as a reminder, median list price just means that for that month, all the listed property, the one in the middle, average, different from the average, is the one right in the middle from the highest list price and the lowest list price. And again, it's a list price. It's an actual sold. It's not a closed price. Just want to throw it out there as a reminder. So the grade point is 92620 in Irvine, 1.8 million. If you look at the orange line, that's the national number. That's at $440,000. Just a rough ratio. So the 92620 median list price is about 4 times US median list price in the month of July. Here we're looking at the median days on market. In July for 92620, the median days on market is only 18 days. Historically, compared to the history, it's a super fast, super short time. It's an indication to show you how fast the homes are moving in 92620. Overlay with the national number is somewhere around 45 days. So Irvine market overall, specifically in this video, we're looking at 92620 is way harder, moving way faster compared to the national average, 45 days versus 92620, only 18 days. And looking back, just kind of reiterate what I'm sharing, what happening in the last second half of the year. In December, even for a fast moving zip code in Irvine, 92620, in December, it takes, the median days on market is more than 2 months, which is 72 days. In the month of July, we saw that there are 4 homes that has done price reduction compared to the last year, last second half on its peak. Last July, there are 28 homes. So just give you an idea that actually starting from this year, like January, it's very low price reduction. That's another angle to show you that for this zip code, the housing is very strong, very high demand. I mean, the reality is no matter how hot the market is or a seller's market, buyer's market, it's all get down to the specific listing, the home that's listed. If they price right off the bat, do they price it reasonably, reflecting that time the market dimension and also reflecting all the house condition, upgrades, and all that. In general, no matter what kind of home, there'll always be some home need to readjust their pricing strategy in order to get it to sold. It's actually impressive for 92620 for the May and June. There's not even one home we saw price reduction. In July, we saw there are only 4 homes experience price reduction in 92620. Now we're looking at the median months of the inventory. So in July, it's 1 month inventory for 92620 compared to the national median. It's close to, I want to say that 1.5 is here, probably somewhere around like 1.7. In terms of inventory wise, that 92620 is definitely lower than the national median. Just to give you a definition, historically speaking, any market has less than 6 months inventory is considered a seller's market. So when 92620 only have 1 month, that just shows you it's a very extreme seller's market. If you're interested to know more on the higher level, more macro level, you want to see at the Irvine city level, how is the housing market looks like. If there's certain community, neighborhood, you want to go deeper, but you don't see it yet, feel free to leave me a text, shoot me an email, or you can leave a message here. I'll see you in the next video.